pointless. Still it happens every night. You know that I need ya, but I'm so sick of this, not sure I can leave ya. It'd be so hard to quit, but every night that we explode, wish I could walk out that door. Hate that I need ya. Yeah. Play it cool, just keep on dancing. Soon we'll burn down into ashes, cause you keep playing with matches. Hate that I want you. Yeah. Running out of second chances. Ooh, oh, you keep taking me for granted. Ooh, oh, cause I don't wanna do this any longer, but somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Na, 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 na. Light a cigarette like you know nothing. It's the price I have to pay. There's something in your text that's got me crawling. Not sure I want it any other way. You know what I mean, love? Now once you sick of this, you don't wanna live us. It'd be too hard to leave out on all the nights we keep fighting in the taxi. I hate that I need ya. Hate that I need ya. Play it cool, just keep on dancing. Soon we'll burn down into ashes, cause you keep playing with matches. Hate that I want you. Yeah. Running out of second chances. Ooh, oh, you keep taking me for granted. Ooh, oh, cause I don't wanna do this any longer, but somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Running out of second chances. Ooh, oh, you keep taking me for granted. Ooh, oh, cause I don't wanna do this any longer, but somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Yeah, all I ever wanted was to make us work, cause I don't wanna spend my life without you. Nothing else matters when you say my name. I just want you.
So, continuing.
Second chances. Ooh, oh, you keep taking me for granted. Ooh,
We want to
I don't wanna do this any
say that we are launching this radio station just to help
hard to walk away now.
produce, bring better enlightenment and education to the people. So, personally, we found out that the biggest problem Nigeria has are its elites and its educated people. They are the biggest problem that country has, and none of the social media blog is dealing with this issue. So we intend to start talking about these things right away, right from the source. I do not intend to come on here today and talk just a few technical things. But however, we have seen that in Nigeria, the biggest problem that country has are its educated people, its elites. And most of them are living abroad. They're living here in the United States, in London, in England, in Australia. And they are the ones major contributors to the big problem of Nigeria. And sadly, that the new technology of the internet that has come should be used to use against solving their problem, but rather than solve their problem, they would rather lament about their problem or talk about England, talk about America, talk about other countries, and they are never interested or focused on their own problem. Of course, they don't want to talk about it because they are the major cause of those problems. They are the ones that are actually causing all the problems that is happening in that country. These are educated Nigerians. They are a problem. They are a real problem for the country. A lot of them are abroad. They are flying a lot of partisan flag. Most of them are enjoying the sweat and labor of what others have fought for abroad. and they go on social media and say a lot of crazy things in support of the status quo. They are so happy sending their amiga or chicken change home so they can look like the big man. They are the this elite. There's several of them out there. Our station is gonna be dedicated towards tackling the issues that they bring, that they raise. They're mostly on spreading misinformation and lies, misconception, and things that are not true. That's their modus operandi. This is what they do best. They are very, very dangerous individuals. Most of them are like that dude that went to the beach and stood naked at the beach saying because somebody paid his medical bills, he's supporting the person, and because of that, he is standing naked at the beach so that the person can win election. Those of us from this medium, we believe no election is going to save their country as currently set up. No partisan activity is going to rescue them. Anybody participating in it are wasting their time, they're wasting their resources, and they are going to just be keep moving in the same circle. They've had 26 years of so-called fake democracy, and no dividend has yielded yet for the people, while their political ruiners continue to walk away with so much of their common heritage and also lie and make them feel look like it. But anyway, I didn't want to talk much today. I wasn't in the mood to talk. I just wanted to check the music side of the setup and just see what's going on. But actually, for those of you who might be watching us on YouTube or any of the social media, we are giving you fake music. The real music is not there. The real music is on our website, which is the movement publicradio.com. You gotta have to come there to listen to us, to listen to the good sounds, good music that we play on a daily basis. Our programming will be set out pretty soon, and we're gonna have very interesting and educative program. But then, why am I doing a talk show today? Why am I talking today? I saw something. I was strolling through the internet as usual just to see what those crazy intellectuals are saying. And I ran into something that I found very, very disgusting. Is that some one of these APC apologists, I don't even know what to call this person. And usually they're usually older people. They are usually in their 60s, 70s, or whatever. They are very shameless old people. This medium is not going to be apologetic in calling them fools or morons or idiots or call them labels or cowards or whatever name we have to call them. But what we will not tolerate is that coming on any medium, internet, and spreading false information. I was going through the internet just today and I saw one of them talking about the former governor of Lagos State, Alhaji Lateef Jakande. You see, and that pricked my interest because you see what you don't. What I am from Lagos State, from Lagos Island. I'm a Kogo, I'm a Popwaguda. And I will here now. I live now here in the United States. I live here now in the United States. I'm an educator here in the United States. I one of those who were privileged to have experienced the free education offered by Lateef Jakande during the first democratic dispensation, and the education was so good that it provided us with free books, free textbooks, free uniform, and it's because of that kind of education that I was able to go abroad to Europe, Belgium, get a master's degree, come to the United States, get two master's degree. So if Lateef Jakande hadn't been a visionary for that time, I wouldn't have ended up where I am. And here is somebody who ran away from. I'm not gonna judge. I will play the rubbish the guy is saying. I'll play about 5 or 10 minutes, a few of it. Let you all just, judge for yourself and how insane some people can be. He was just castigating Lateef Jakande, saying he didn't do much. He built schools that looks like chicken warehouse or stuffs like that. And the question is, they've had 25 years or 26 years of their Emilocon, and what do they have now? I went back to the island where I grew up. The island is far much worse than when I left, like about 20, 30 years ago. There's nothing positive that has come out from these things. And here's an idiot on a medium just talking rubbish because he got a letter from Fashola. The guy's name is Tonie, and I'm specifically doing this for him. Is Tonie or whatever his name is. I want him to know he's a complete fool. But before I castigate him, if he has problems, when we start our full show, he can call in and explain himself, because the kind of rubbish that is in, he talks about Jakonde not doing as much as the Fasholas, the Tinumbus, and the rest is quite disgusting. 25 years of failure. We have a long list of what Jakonde has done, but before we go through that list, let us listen to this moron that was saying that rubbish. We're gonna to him for a while. This guys, they don't know what they're doing. They're just here to spread propaganda. You can't run a government, you can't run a people by sheer spreading propaganda, falsehood, and lies. It's not done anywhere in the world. It's ridiculous. You got to have a government that provide for the people. You got to have a government that does things for the people. One of these guys came in on here in one of somebody else's show, so I was up there on the internet, and then was just spilling rubbish. But I'll let you all listen to him so you can draw the judgment before I slam him with words. And I found his utterances utterly ridiculous. I mean, people should not be on a public medium spilling lies, particularly at an old age. Tonie, you're too old for that. Your children will be ashamed of you. The type of utterances and things that are coming out of your mouth. You have children. People like you should not have a microphone. You are a disgrace to the black man. You're a shame. You muddled up lies. But I want to thank Paul. Paul really gave it to him. Paul was very vocal. He responded real good, but Paul didn't do enough job. And when I saw that, and having been someone who benefited greatly from the Jakande era, the Jakande free education, and knows what Jakande did in 4 years, as opposed this same party that has Lagos for 25 years and has nothing to show for it. And the lies he was saying that there were no tap water. Anyway, let me not read his story for him. Let me just go straight to his story and let you all hear this fool yourselves. And we're going to be about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to round it up. Uh,
Yeah, thank you. This is OT. OT is always a sports. It's always a sport. It's very, very tough. He's a lawyer now. He's not going to answer question that is going to make him lose his case. He's always on the case here. Tonie, thank you for joining. Tonie is a gentleman. He doesn't like to talk too much,
just
and
an
he's just
embarrassment.
there listening.
Indeed.
I like to hear your opinion about these things. If I don't know whether you want to take that last question that I asked, but I think it's quite an interesting question to ask. But I think I've probably spiked it by saying what my answer will be. So I don't know what your answer is going to be to that. So, but what do you think? If what is going to take to fix Nigeria permanently? like everything you are thinking about that is the problem. At all. That part of the country is going to benefit a lot. Like the buildings that are going to have there is going to be very good. But this South is going to get it too. It's going to get some of it, but it's going to be magnified in other parts of the country. Would you accept that?
Well, if I understand your question, on the surface, yes. Yes. Because if you take America, for instance, where you have somebody as the president, his son is a governor here and governor here, and people don't care who, so long as they get the benefit of people, see government working and they see its impact positively in their lives. They don't care about who is there. There are countries where you have monarchies ruling. So long as the king is doing well, everybody is happy. They don't care whether he's a Muslim or a Christian or Hindu or whatever. So if that is the line of thought that you are trying to expound, yes, I agree with that. But because of the perception and the optics, because leadership hasn't done very well, but it doesn't come in this case because you are saying that, taking, you are giving a picture where all those things don't come into play. And that, people can visibly see that, if we do this thing, everybody's going to benefit and it's clear and people can see it literally work. We had Kingibe and Abiola, run Muslim ticket. We didn't have this kind of problem that we are having now about Muslim ticket, as if it has never been done. And people voted. The East voted. Even Northerners voted. Igbo people voted, even though Tofa had an Igbo man as his vice. So I think the problem that we have, what I think you are trying to suggest is that if we do the right things, and people see that there's something in there for them outside just something that will benefit a section of the country, they will go with it, they will run with it. But the picture that you have had is different. So if you propose that kind of a thing, on the surface people will say no. But if the way you are trying to explain it, what I understand you are saying is that if it's in Kauran Namuda or whatever,
Yeah,
Damaturu
because that the reason why I asked that is because I've seen in America not all fingers are equal. There are different regions that benefit from the wealth of the country massively, and the same thing you see in the UK. But because there are tribes and ethno nations in Nigeria, so any side that wants to get something, the other one, no. Even when it's going to be beneficial for the country, they are going to oppose it. Sometimes if we don't develop the ability to see, this is why the national identity is very, very important. If we don't see that if the national identity doesn't do well, we are not going to do well too. So that is why I'm asking that question, that what if something in the entire country is done in one segment of the country that doesn't benefit you, that is not directly tied to you?
That's a valid question. For instance, I support Obi. I don't hide it. Even though I have voted APC in the past. In fact, this is the first time I'm saying it openly. I'm APC actually, if you want to, but I support Obi.
Hey God.
That's
I
not.
have to start manning
Yeah, no,
you
no.
now, KJ is already there. How many man here?
Listen, I have to be factual.
Okay,
I have said it to some other person in the plan. I am a Christian. I am a practicing Christian. I don't. My religion has taught me to look at things fairly. I've been voting for APC. I've worked with APC. Let me say it here that I've walked through from Ashiwaju to Ambode. That's clear.
hey
From very
God,
close
this
proximity.
guy,
I've
you
no
don't know what
sympathy.
you've just
No,
admitted
hold on.
today.
No. I'm telling you the fact, and some of them I know them. I know them. Some of them I've been to their houses, I've been to their offices, I've worked for them as a businessman.
Okay,
So if and I've benefited from them. That's I say it with.
Tony, hold on for a second, please. Who is a peace supporter here? Hey, what is? Hey, no wonder they are haters. So many enemies here. So none of you are peace supporters.
But let me just say something.
Unbelievable. I'm really shocked by these Nigerians today. All my peace with that. Go ahead.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make, beyond, I don't know Obi as a person. I'm not going to benefit as a person. I'm saying as a person. I'm not going to benefit anything. I'm not looking to benefit anything personally from, apart from the fact that I identify with his goals and his ideology, and I think it's more as I see it. Okay, so I identify with that because I'm looking beyond. I'm not looking beyond myself. I'm looking at seeing that the way we have gone, we have gone, not just with APC and with every other past government that we have had. We haven't really gotten the progress as a country that we require. And it seems to me, going by his track record that I've studied, says and so on and so forth, I see that he has become someone who is bringing something different on the table. If I were in Nigeria, I would have, even though I am APC member of APC, but I'm saying that all along, no, I have all along been APC. I don't hide it. I have all along been APC, identify with them, work with them. I was born in Lagos, I school, but in Lagos, I have property in Lagos, children in Lagos. So I'm more or less a Lagosian. My dad worked in Lagos, and so on and so forth. Almost every one of us was born in Lagos.
How can you be APC? So, I would need holy water baptism to clean myself of this. What are you doing? What am I doing with APC people here? This is not acceptable.
That's a story. Okay, I will tell you, that's a story for another day. But I worked with APC at the time when Lagos saw monumental development, starting from Ashiwaju to Fashola, who heightened the pace, and to Ambode, who just had a short time. Ambode would have done marvelously well, but his this thing was truncated because of politics. So I have always identified with governments that do stuff, that do things that people can visibly see. So to that extent, that's why I worked with them, and I'm proud to have worked with them, and I voted for them. So that's what I'm saying.
What? Now, I'm glad you owned up to it. At least on that, I'm glad you did. You went ahead.
Yeah, so I am saying I'm restricting it to Lagos, because I can see. I was born there, so I was before independence. I was born before independence, so I know over the years what Lagos turned out to be. So I don't know what it is now. I don't know what it is now. So I'm just talking from. I'm talking from maybe Jakande, and then you skip Jakande, come to Tinubu, and then.
Before they give a response to this man, I want to call him by his true name, Olori Brukulele, Ashiere Dalele, Agbaya, Oloshi, Legbalele, Ogede Rolo Kompa, pé Jakande ó ṣe nǹkan lÉkòó. Àwa tá dàgbà sékòó ni, àwa tá gbádùn nǹkan tí Jakande ṣe fún wa ni. Olórí burúkú ẹ̀dá, ẹni tó yẹ àwọn àgbà òṣì Tonie ibi tó bá wà nínú show tó ti ṣe nǹkan tá ṣe ń play gbogbo kìíní kan tá ṣe dá kìíní ìsílẹ̀ gan ni torí àwọn olórí ibú bíi tiyín tó yẹ tó bá ń gbọ́ wa kó pè wá wá defend ààrẹ Jakande ò ṣe kankan bàbá yín ló ṣe nǹkan fún 25 years fórí ibú tó ṣe fún kátàkátà tó tiẹ̀ sọ yẹn ó yẹ kí n kọ́kọ́ gbá ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ bíi mẹ́ta níyẹn ò bá dẹ̀ tó bóyá 40 dẹ̀ ló yẹ ká fún ẹ ṣùgbọ́n jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ rẹ́rìn sísọkúsọ tó kọ́kọ́ sọ náà àṣìírí ẹ̀dá gbà yẹn àṣìírí ó yẹ kó yéèyàn sóò tọrọ fún ẹ ẹbí kẹ́niwé ẹ̀tẹ́ anybody tó jọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tó jọ́ ọmọ Èkó ó yẹ kán wá igi kán wá ẹgbà náà fi ń na eégún nígbà tí Agodogbó bá jáde kán wá ẹgbà kán na bótò kán olóṣì oníkàdìkàdì nǹkan tí rédíò wá wà fún nìyẹn o fẹ́yìn gbogbo ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú tẹ́ wà lamẹ́ríkà tẹ́ wà ní London tẹ́ ń sọ bóṣobòṣo tẹ́ ń sọ kátàkátà tẹ́ ń sọ bóṣobòṣo jáde lẹ́nu nǹkan tá a máa fojú yín rí ẹ̀ tí ì rí kankan you know àwọn tó bá gbọ́ wa kán ya sọ fún ẹ o he's an idiot, he was just lying, you know, but there was a man who gave it real good to him. That was Mr. Paul. We'll continue the video. It's so displeasure. We have to press some sadness button here. Ashieda.
Subsequently, the two other governors. So I identify with those governments. I campaigned for them. In fact, I have letters from. I have letters, if you want. I'm just revealing this. I have letters of commendation from Fashola to me personally for the thing that I did. I have letters of commendation from my supervisory counselor based on the things that I do working with the community. I've always been a community person. I have a letter from my community, you know, thanking me for the things that I did, roads, drainage, and so on and so forth. So I use the connections that I have to benefit the people. And so for a government that is able to identify with my community and for the people that I work with, I associate with them, I vote for them. And so I think, looking at Obi, I think
just because they gave you a letter, because they gave you a letter, so because of that, you are now twisting history, turning lies. Anyway, you tún gba ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ bíi mélòó kan. Bóyá àyà hit ẹ lójú, jẹ́ fún ẹ 40 gan. Ó deserve ẹ. Tún gbogbo sọkúsọ tó ń sọ jáde, àṣìwìn ẹ̀dá. Nǹkan táwa wà fún nìyẹn, ọ̀pọ̀ tá a máa fojú yín rí. Gbogbo internet ẹ̀rọ bóyá ẹ máa gbé propaganda, false news, gbogbo yẹn máa tán. Nígbà tá a bá launch ní March 1st, gbogbo yín orí dáadáa kẹ́ tó gbẹnu sí orí microphone sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀dá tí ò yẹ kán gbé microphone sí lẹ́nu tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ jáde lẹ́nu àwọn síwìn èdèdè nuisance. Yà fún 40 kan sí, àgbẹ̀ alẹ́ṣẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣe èrè ẹ̀dá. Anyway, jẹ́ àgbọ̀ nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ sọ.
That, you know, he would have that kind of pan-Nigerian view where developmental issues will be addressed and everybody will benefit, not just me personally. So that's the point I want to make. So I don't want, you know, to be. I'm not from
say, man, I need to be respecting you a little bit more. If you were born before Nigeria independence, I'll probably I would like to talk to you more about that. You know, that's interesting. And you've actually seen and spoken to the Draculas, the people we like to call APC, the scary people that are causing problems everywhere. So we'll find out more about, we'll discuss more about them. That will be quite a fascinating conversation, I think. Paul, thank you for joining us this great evening. I appreciate you. So what do you make of the conversation you've had so far? There are quite a few topics from NSA, Canada, Pa Adebanjo's passing, and Nnamdi Kanu in court, and Oti not testifying to the fact that he's a tribalist. It's all right. We all accept each other for our frailties. Thank you for joining us, Paul. What do you make of it?
Yeah, great loss to Pa Adebanjo, somebody who has been there for ages, and then even his dying bed, you understand, they choose to fight for the right thing, you understand, and everything. This is a very strong man who represents his own tribes, his own region, but also understand very well that nation is much, much important, also represents the nation at large, and everything. May his soul rest in peace. I really miss him. Then talking about the chief of staff at everything.
Let's not gloss over that. What you just said just now about him. If it is true that he's like that, That is quite remarkable. There are not that many we have in Nigeria that are like that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Adebanjo work. He works with Awolowo and every other thing. But you can see almost to the 11th hour. You understand how it stands for Obi. That is about nation. It's not about tribe. Even when you even hold a position, you understand in the Yoruba social group, whatever. You still understand that the greater nation may be much, much important than just a region nor a tribe. So I give it to him. Then talking about the chief of army staff that got denied visa. These people don't understand one thing, the word called data, how important data can be, how they build what they call algorithm, and how algorithm works and everything. They don't really understand. You remember NSAS, you remember DJ Switch, you understand? He was in the parliament. He addressed the Canadian parliament when they talk all the things that the army do. These people don't forget. These people don't forget. You understand? They find the right time to eat and also use it to send the body language. You understand? Across and everything. It may be a slap in our face. You understand? But the things that we do, how we manage publicity, we don't really understand it. You understand? So you can see the way they make mockery of them because those type of things. When they did all they did, the government will go one side and the next minute they do another side. They don't really care. You understand? Because they don't see government, they see individual big men. You understand? And everything. Then you'll be so shocked that they say, no, Ribado, tomorrow they might deny him visa. You understand? He will feel bad again or want to use every other place. It's laughable. We bring ourselves so low. Like no, Ribado said, and I give it to him. Let's grow our country so that we can continue like that and everything. How are we doing all those things? We are going to Canada. How many times these people come to our country? Whenever we see this color white and everything, it shakes our body. We feel so important when we are doing things with them and everything because we don't respect ourselves. We don't understand that respect, you earn it. You don't understand that you can respect that young man, that young child, for you to be respected back in return. But all we just demand that people should respect us, but we don't have respect nor regard for people. So that happened and everything. And then he paid me. Then talking about my big brother here, we'll talk about.
Now, Paul is going to give it to this stupid man called Tonie. Thank you, Paul, for what you did. Yeah, let's clap for you because you did a good job. Yeah, let's clap for Paul again. He's going to give it WotoWoto to that man called Tonie. Tonie is a shameless old man. If he don't reach this, and children go they hear him, they talk. Oh, children go they hear him, they talk rubbish. They say Jakande no do anything. When for 25 years, they are Tinumbu, they are Fashola, they are Ambo, they no do reach the thing where Jakande do for 4 years. I go read them for now. This man, make I clap for that man again, Paul. I don't want to come talk today on this nonsense where I see as I be on me, I say, I must respond to these fools before we even launch. Yeah, with the clap for Paul. Okay, now make me listen to waiting Paul to get talk.
Lagos. It just beat my heart because I was also born, raised in Lagos. My grandfather from my mother's side lived the better part of his life in Lagos, married in Lagosian, built 3 houses, the so-called today Maroko that have become the so-called Ajan Lekki today. We have properties there from my grandfather, from my mother's side. So I understand Lagos with full chest. So when he talk about Fashola, talk about Ambode and Tinubu, that's a slap in my own face. I 100% disagree with you because I'm a product of Jakande. I passed through this government and I understand what Jakande meant when Jakande started building schools. That is the manifesto of late Awolowo. Jakande opened up Lagos in terms of real estate and schools. The poor man who were farming back then in Lagos, who want their kids to go to school, but they say they don't have transport to send their kids to go to school because school is very, very far. Jakande put schools everywhere. You understand? So if your children didn't go to school, they will eat. Anyway, they don't go to school. So Jakande put schools everywhere. Okay, come to school. The school is in your doorstep. Jakande built schools everywhere. They run pipe-borne water everywhere, up to the places like what we call Ijora, Badia, where that's where the water this thing is, up to Ajegule. They run pipe-borne water, street light and everything. I don't understand what we are talking called New Lagos that happened between this 1999, Tinubu's government and everything. New Lagos simply means the Lagos Island that people were bragging with, the so-called Lekki, Aja, and the likes, the New Lagos. Every houses they build there, they still put borehole there. There's no water. There's no pipe-borne water. They didn't run electric cables underground. They didn't do all these things. People build house and put their own thing in their own self. What is the contribution of the government? I live in the US. When they are open up in a new community and everything, they're going to run everything. You see the internet companies, they will run all their cables on the ground. You see the water, you see everything. Sometimes this place will take like 1 year, 18 months and the likes. It just looks like they're looking for gold or they're looking for some natural or mineral resources under the ground. But when they finish all these things, within months, you see they build and everything, and you see perfect infrastructure. The highbrow area today, the Banana Island, the Park View, and everything, these things are not there. And if it's not there, which means government is not doing their own part. Government is just waiting for you to build and take what they call tenement rate or land use charge. What did the government do? I want to know. You understand? Jakande built LASU. Jakande built Bagara Teaching Hospital. Now you open up Lagos, the new Lagos, even an honest campus to say, okay, Lagos State University, let's just even put an honest campus in the new so-called the new Lagos, the Lagos Island. There is nothing of such. Tell me any new general hospital that they put in Lekki there. There is nothing of such. Tell me any new schools. Tell me, make mention of any new public schools that they've built when Lagos moved from the population of 5 million to what they call 22 million today. Tell me any primary, secondary, public schools that they built in Lagos. During Tinubu's time, Tinubu built... No. I will let me make mention of all these things so that you report, so that you're going to tell me everything. Tinubu built what they call Millennium School. Only 11 when Lagos have 20 local government. 11 public schools from the population of 5 million to 18 million in Tinubu's time. And everything, only 11 public schools. It didn't even cover the 20 local government, even when Tinubu made the local government to 57, the LCDs and everything. Then Fashola come, Obasanjo seized Tinubu's money, the local government money, seized all those money. Then Fashola come during Yaradua's time. Yaradua released this money to Fashola. Fashola in turn also withheld local government money. Where are the infrastructures that you want to tell me about? You understand? I don't understand when somebody renovate road that a governor built new road, then somebody renovate that road. You want to give who renovate road an accolade. That's not how I see America developed. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. I think it's a complete fallacy to try to
you see how Paul laid it out for him, and I'm still going to read out the list of what Jakande did in Lagos compared to what they have done in 25 years. You see, with just like his brother, one fool went to the moon. Now, this man is a shameless old man that has no shame. And then he's here lying. I'm going to continue his speech. But first, this is called a radio, the Movement Radio. This is the Movement Radio, streaming live from Chicago. This is, in Yoruba translation for the word radio, is Asoro Magbisi. So we are talking here, and we have a phone number. We want him to call in, like right on the day when we launch. Mr. Tonie, come defend yourself. Yeah, let's clap for Paul at least a little bit for that. Yeah, good job, Paul, for responding to that idiot. There's a lot of them out there on the internet, and that's why Nigeria can never progress, because of old shameless men like that, old shameless fools like that. idiot who goes out spreading propaganda left and right, spreading lies, rewriting history. If not for Jakande, the likes of me would not be here, an educator in the Chicago public school, serving the US. They are directors, director generals who went through Jakande schools. They are doctors, they are nurses. The list is uncountable. And here we have such a shameless old man called Tonie. Tonie, our phone number is public. Call us. It's called the Movement Public Radio. Come and defend yourself for this level of foolishness. Odojuti àwọn ọmọ ẹ. Odojuti àwọn ọmọ ẹ. Look, the new nemesis is in town for you people who goes all over the internet spreading lies and propaganda. We are coming after you. We are coming after you. We will rebrand your brain until that country, Nigeria, is better. Children are listening. Little ones are listening. It's because of fools like you. Educated fools with money on your mind. Say, Fashola gave me letter. So therefore, you want to rewrite history of what Jakande did in 4 years, as opposed to damage you and your cohorts have done to that state in 25 years. We are here. We are going nowhere. We've not launched, but I just couldn't let this pass as an omeko. Hearing this rubbish on the internet space. In fact, we need to find out the school that this stupid Tonie went to so that we can call the counselor or the principal to have his certificate withdrawn. This is how serious this matter is. Fools, everybody just grab microphone, just starting spreading lies, and the state of the black man has not improved. Anyway, let's continue to hear the idiot talk. For each one he talks, I will give him a punch like this.
To give that we were just given, trying to diminish the contributions of Ashiwaju, then followed.
It is you who is trying to diminish the contribution of Jakande compared to your so-called drug baron Ashiwaju.
By Fashola and then Ambode for the brief period. The history is there, so I don't even need to begin to.
I love to know that history.
Hold on, let me tell you. Let me tell you. The Lagos of Babakekere Lateef Jakande, and I'm not going to say he didn't do anything. I mentioned his name when I was talking. But you see, if you say that Jakande, the Lagos of Jakande, is much better than the Lagos of Tinubu and then Fashola and then Tinubu. That's a historical fallacy. That will not hold water. That is just putting facts on their head, not on their legs. I mean, very, very clear. I don't need to even debate that with you. Today, there's if you look at the houses, even the quality of houses that Jakande built, go and look at them. The ones that he built in Iponya and so on and so forth, and look at it.
Olori Broku Gba ni Bobo Tonie. I lived in a Jakande estate on Adeniji Adele. I lived in Jakande house. Good quality houses all over. In my two, Amuwo, Lagos, Jakande build houses. Houses that when you open the tap, water will come out. Even in your so-called Lekki and Banana Island, water does not come out. The people Olori Broku ni Bobo Tonie. Raye so toro fun because launch. Let's wait till March 1st, but let's keep hearing the idiot. Let's get later. We are from 40 because and when you're pala oh, deserve kini. When the shebo we're asking we that. I need you agba. Oh, the lomo, I want more by. Oh, public radio ni wọ́n gbọ́ wá Nàìjíríà, wọ́n gbọ́ wá ní Amẹ́ríkà, wọ́n gbọ́ wá London, gbogbo èèyàn máa wò ẹ́ àti gbójú ẹ̀ síta. I know ní brain complete asshole ní ẹ́ fún rọ́tò wá pa against Baba Jakande. Àwátá jèrè Jakande lélẹ̀. Jakande school mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Kọ́níṣì ní gbóbi kọ́lẹ̀. Jakande a ní textbook a ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n wá bí ìbá wa máa sọ kátikàti. Àgbẹ̀ Jakande housing. Tap omi yọ gbogbo ẹ̀ ònìyẹn tó ń parọ́ lórí internet. Nǹkan tá à ń sọ nìyẹn. There has to be a pushback. We just cannot allow all these clowns among us to continue to misinform our people, to continue to spread lies and propaganda. ìyẹn la wá ṣe dá ilé sílẹ̀ o láti deal pẹ̀lú yín ẹ̀yin èèyàn játijàti bíi ti Tonie. Let's continue to hear the idiot, but first let's place one sadness thing.
And see,
I know those estate is still there. My tool estate is still there. Jakande Egbeda is still there. Jakande Aja is still one that Tinubu built.
Hold on.
Jakande built 2,000 schools when Lagos population was under 3 million.
Have you finished? Can I speak now? Yes. Okay. So don't interject because you are going to disrupt my flow of thought. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
When Lagos was very dirty and stinky when Jakande was there.
Jengboro, only Lagos was dirty and stinky. Ilé àwọn ẹbí ẹ̀ àti gbogbo àwọn family ẹ̀ ló dirty and stinky. Ni a ṣeré bẹ̀dá bọ̀bọ̀ tó ní ìyọ́ ọlọ́ọ̀. Ó mà dáadáa ní rédíò láti dá wọn lóhùn o. Because gbogbo àwọn other medium àwọn yẹn kàn fún wọn chance láti máa parọ́ kiri. Only Lagos was dirty and stinky. Ṣé ń gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu ọ̀dẹ̀ tó pé rẹ̀ tó ní ẹjọ́ ẹni tó bá mi gbọ́ mẹ́sẹ̀jì ẹ bá mi sọ fún adẹ̀ ní phone number kó pè wá àwọn asínwín.
There was massive go slow. There was this thing that you do, odd numbers and even numbers when Jakande was there. You don't do that now in Lagos. Lagos is cleaner now. You have a GIS system, geographical information system, where you capture almost every part of Lagos. You capture the population, so you are able to plan. You didn't have that when Jakande was there. You have model schools now all over. Jakande didn't build model schools. Are you telling me? During Jakande's time, nobody fails. You just go to school.
Jakande didn't build model schools. Nobody fails. I say when the boy your law. Buloti riwe die to your law. Gbogbo èèyàn kan lè gbé microphone fún. Wèrè gbà lélẹ́yìí o, eléyìí sick. Tonie, níbo ló ti rí ẹ náà? Ó ní Fáṣọlá fún ẹ lẹ́tà, ó yẹ kó withdraw certificate ẹ ní o ti ń ṣe èrè. Wèrè tí bẹ́ ẹ jà. Ó dà pé Aisha ma ti come into your brain. Àlejò ká má jẹ́ àrẹ́rìn díẹ̀. Aláti rẹ́rìn because eléyìí lé díẹ̀. Let's continue to hear the madman talk.
Produce pass, and it has contributed, greatly to the kind of decay that you have in the educational industry. I'm going to give you facts. The roads that you are talking about, you've had more roads constructed now than you had in Jakande's period. If you go to Alausa area alone, if you just want to take Ikeja area alone, Jakande didn't construct those roads. The governor's house that you have was not constructed by Jakande. So I can go on and on because
more roads, 4 years compared to 25 years. But boy is sick. I'm just hearing this for the first time that you are saying that what Jakande did. Jakande did quite a lot. I'm not diminishing what he did. I said, and I did mention when I was speaking, the pay started with Jakande, and I skipped over. I didn't even mention about $10. I skipped over to Tinubu, and then I talked about Fashola, and then I talked about Ambode. I don't want to talk about flyovers because that's to be playing this person's politics. What is his name? But in a way, they help in decongesting. Transport. You have the train services now in Lagos. You have one of the best train services, even much better than that of the federal government. That you can now take a train, you can ride. A train comfortably, within Lagos at the blue line and the red line. Is that the same train that they were pushing to work? This man a crazy man. Oh.
What am I going to? What do you want me to tell you? That I'm a Lagos boy. I was born in Lagos, so and I'm sure I'm older than you.
Anyway, one look,
I've seen more of Lagos than you do, and I can tell you quite frankly, I work with these people, and there are certain things I can't say here to you. But what I'm saying to you is to say that Jakande did more than he started it. Yes, that he did more. Even before Jakande, there were people who started it.
Okay.
So,
If
hold on, let me
forefather will
finish.
allow
I'm
us,
not finished.
no, if
I'm not
forefather will
finished.
allow us, you
I'm
are
not
playing
finished.
all
I'm not
around.
finished.
Let's go from
I'm not
education
finished.
to
Hold on.
health to
Hold on.
infrastructure.
Hold on.
Let's
I'm
take
not
it one by
finished.
one.
Hold on. Today, you have local government development areas in Lagos State, LCDAs. It was not done by Babaka Kiri. It was done by Tinubu. And the whole idea is to bring development closer to the people. And if you go to those areas, massive development in terms of road drainages have been done. You can't deny those facts. So why let us not slant history? If we are talking about contributions, that has been made.
Can we take it once? Can we just speak from one sector to another sector so that you can
No, I'm
make
just giving
mockery of me, so that you can make me look
you didn't
stupid?
do
I would
that.
like that.
You
No,
didn't do that.
I touch everything. So I touch everything. It's like a budget. So now let me defend my budget and let you
if you
defend. I
want
touch
if
everything.
you want
So let's do
waterways,
breakdown of everything. Yeah.
hold on, let me finish
Let's try
now.
to organize
Let
it
me
a little
let me
bit.
let me
Sorry, let me
finish
just
now.
ask
Yeah, I
let me
just
just ask
interjected.
you something. Okay, Honorable KJ. KJ, Honorable. KJ.
Well, let us stop there because enough rubbish. But the point of the whole thing is that we can't continue to give microphone to the mad. We can't continue to give a stage to the crazy people. Your country cannot develop like that when you have clowns among us. You have to confront those clowns. You have to call them by their names. You have to call them depraved. Those who try to rewrite history, those who try to put out falsehood. In 4 years, Jakande performed exemplary, and I'm going to read out the list of the things he did. And for somebody who is an apologist for a political party that has destroyed the life of its people, this man called Tonie coming on here in public to come and say Jakande didn't do much, it's quite a disgrace. His children should be ashamed of him. His children, when they see this video, they should be ashamed of this shameless old man. Shameless and disgraceful old man who comes in public to spill out lies that they've done. Jakande has not done. Without Jakande's education, those of us who got free education, all those who benefited, who are professors, PhD holders, are the ones destroying the state now. That's why we have tons and thousands of beggars line up in front of the person that has stolen their common hegemony, Tinubu. Line up in front of his house. The Agberos that he has raised, that he never let them go to school, the schools he never built. And here we have an idiot come into public space to talk that Jakande did not do anything. Let me read just a little bit about what Jakande did in just 4 years, as opposed to these 25 years of abject poverty and nothing. And it's why we set up this thing also, that we can call them to order. We can say, Meshwanu, Dagbenu song. Orí ẹ̀ ò pé, orí ẹ̀ ti dàrú, ó ti ń sínwín, èpè wà lórí ẹ̀, àgbà ọ̀dẹ̀, àgbà ìyà ni ẹ́. This is why we are here, so that things like this will not go unanswered. They call radio Asoromagbesi. Now, no, this one, we have to give them a response. Immediate response gone without delay. Unfortunately, in Lagos State, we have not had any governor whose performance was near Alhaji Lateef Jakande's performance. A lot of falsehood and misconception are being passed around on cyberspace about who is the architect of Lagos development. Based on achievement, selflessness, incorruptibility, professionalism, and being futuristic, evidence abound that the late Lateef Jakande was an exceptional governor who did great things for Lagos State, despite ruling for just 4 years. His legacy and landmark are just everywhere in Lagos till today, about 40 years later. However, due to politics of stomach, àwọn ilé bí politics of stomach. You see, due to the politics of stomach, some cronies and hirings are busy distorting the truth while promoting falsehood. This is what we are against. Jakande was a strong loyalist of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and we all know what Awolowo did for the Western region. Jakande continued that trend, and some idiots, because of stomach, àwọn elébi torí nǹkan tó máa jẹ tí ò jẹ́ kán gbọ́n àwọn àgbàyà, come here and distort fact, and they are confident enough to hold the microphone in a public space. You know, let me continue, Jerry. Evidence abound that the late Lateef Jakande was exceptional governor who did great things for Lagos despite ruling for 4 years. His legacy and landmarks are just everywhere in Lagos. Till today, about 40 years later, due to this stomach infrastructure politics, some people are trying to distort the fact. They're trying to bring false, a lot of falsehood and misconception are being passed around on cyberspace on who is the architect of Lagos development. Based on achievement, selflessness, incorruptibility, professionalism, and being futuristic, evidence abound. However, while ask an adult who is at least 60 years old about how Lateef Jakande governed Lagos in the 80s, instead of all this stomach politics coming out here and cronies and shameless idiots coming out here to distort and spread lies. Ask any adult who is at least 60 years old about how Lateef Jakande governed Lagos in the 80s, trying to compare Tinubu 8 years of lackluster performance between 1960s, to compare Ambode, to compare Fashola, to what Jakande did, or everything all together, the same party, APC, for 25 years. Look at what, are we going to list what Jakande did, why you can still see Jakande's legacy all across Lagos. The same cannot be said of their so-called drug lord Tinubu, who only left as governor in 2000. I won't even bore anyone by rehashing Jakande's legacy because there are too many. Instead, I will leave screenshots of them for you to see. To Nigerian youth, particularly those in Lagos, don't allow propaganda and utter lies being promoted by fifth columnists to deceive you. Please ask questions, make your own research. This Tinubu and his followers, they are not fit to untie Baba Lateef Jakande's shoes. Talk more of trying to compare his great 4 years as governor to that of their 25 disastrous years. Baba Jakande didn't tax anyone to death. He never enriched himself, a family, or cronies. Instead, he lived a modest lifestyle till his death. Can anyone compare such a great man with those with questionable record like Tinubu, who has resources to himself and his family and his cronies? I saw a list of property, lands, and all that was seized from the state by this man, and I almost shed tears for the black man. Now, let us go to the list of what Alhaji Lateef Jakande did in Lagos. This is what they call legacy project. Lagos, 1979 to 1983. Alhaji Lateef Jakande was born in the Ekpetedo area of Lagos State, 29 July 1929. Both parents are from Omuara, Kwara. He was the governor of Lagos State for 4 years and 3 months before the military government led by Buhari Treasonous Act truncated the civilian administration. In just 4 years and 3 months, his government built the current Lagos State Secretariat, which houses all the state ministries, as well as the popular roundhouse hitherto occupied by the subsequent governors of the state. His government built the Lagos State House of Assembly complex. His government built the Lagos State Television. His government built the Radio Lagos. His government built the Lagos State University, which I attended and Dele Farutimi attended, the great Lagos State University. His government established general hospitals in zones all over the state with assurance of free health care. His government established teacher training colleges and the College of Education, including the one in Ijaniki. His government built low-cost houses in Ijaye, Dolphin, Okeafa, Ije, Abesan, Iponri, Ipaja, Abule Nla, Epe, Amuwo Odofin, Anikatamo, Surulere, Iba, Ikorodu, Badagry, Isheri, Olowu, Orisigun, etc., etc., etc. His government established the Water Management Board and Waste Disposal Board on the 18th of August 1980. His government constructed the Adinion Water Works to increase water supply in the state to 18 to 16 million liters, and we all had water coming out from our tap. No developed area of Lagos now can boast of water coming out of their tap. They have to dig boreholes. This is sad for somebody to come on here and talk down the government of Jakande, such a shameless guy called Tonie. We've not yet launched our radio, but because of nuisance like that, complete nuisance like that, I have to come on here today to address this issue. His government established the Water Management Board and Waste Disposal Board on the 18th of August 1980. His government constructed the Adinian Water Works to increase water supply in the state to 18.16 million liters per day. His government modernized and expanded the Iju Water Works, which was first commissioned in 1915. This increased daily capacity from 159 million to 204 million liters per day. His government purchased and commissioned the giant car crusher equipment. The equipment was designed specifically to crush derelict vehicles in Lagos. It had the capacity to crush 45 vehicles per day. His government constructed, rehabilitated, and resurfaced the Epe Ijebu Ode Road, Oba Akran Avenue, Tonie Street, Town Planning Way, Alimosho Idimu Egbe Road, Idimu Ibalasu Road, the New Secretariat Road, and several others. His government constructed Victoria Island Epe Road and thereby creating an oil rig for Lagos State. His government established the Alfat plant for the Department of Public Works. In 4 years, his government established electricity board for rural electrification with provision of street light. His government modernized, expanded, and commissioned Onikon Stadium in 1982. Jakande's government established a singular school system and ensured genuine free education in Lagos State, which I'm a proud product of. And the beneficiary of this policy are in different positions of eminence in the country and around the world. People who benefited from Jakande's free education are running ministries around the world. And one idiot called Tonie comes on a public media and talks low on Jakande's performance compared to a drug baron. It is quite disgusting and annoying and infuriating, to say the least. Jakande's government raised the primary school in Lagos State to 812 with 533,000 pupils against the 605 primary school with 434,000 pupils in the net in 1979. And secondary schools from 223 with 167,629 students against the 105 school from 107 students in 1979. His government constructed 11,729 classrooms with a maximum of 40 children per class between March and August 1980. By 1983, he has constructed over 22,000 classrooms. In July 1983, two commercial passenger boats, Christine Babakekere and Itafaji, to run the Mile 2 Marina CMS route via the lagoon, were inaugurated by his government to mark the official launch of the Lagos State Ferry Service. His government took over the ownership and financing of Lagos State Printing Corporation in July 1980. Jakande's government established the first state traffic management authority, Road Marshal. Jakande's government established small-scale industries credit scheme, which preceded the Ecobank. Jakande government established the Lasako Insurance. Jakande government expanded the existing market and built new ones. His government, Jakande's government, established Traditional Medicine Board. Today, they want us to believe that 25 years is not enough to make Lagos work. They want to use propaganda to convince us. This is what a man did in 4 years. 4 years and 3 months. And here we have propagandists on the internet, on the web, spreading lies, shameless idiots, adults with no shame. Tonie, I'm calling you out. Call my studio, call my radio station. Come and defend yourself for that nonsense talk you went to go and say on Dr. Damage's show. It is disgraceful. You are a shameless idiot. You are a man with no shape, a man with no dignity, and your children should be ashamed of you. That is all I have to say today. Thank you very much for listening. We're going to go back now to music.
Nothing else matters when you say my name. I just want you. Running out of second chances. Whoa, you keep taking me for granted. Whoa, 'cause I don't wanna do this any longer. But somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Running out of second chances. Whoa, you keep taking me for granted. Whoa, 'cause I don't wanna do this any longer. But somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Acted kinda innocent this morning. You don't wanna talk it out. I agree the talking feels pointless. Still it happens every night. You know that I need ya, but I'm so sick of this, not sure I can leave ya. It'd be so hard to quit, but every night that we explore, wish I could walk out that door. Hate that I need ya. Yeah. Play it cool, just keep on dancing. Soon we'll burn down into ashes. 'Cause you keep playing with matches. Hate that I want you. Yeah. Running out of second chances. Whoa, you keep taking me for granted. Whoa, 'cause I don't wanna do this any longer. But somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Na, 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 na. Light a cigarette like you know nothing. It's the price I have to pay. There's something in your text that's got me crawling. Not sure I want it any other way. You know what I mean, love? Now aren't you sick of this? You don't wanna leave us. It'd be too hard to leave. Out on all the nights we keep fighting in the taxi. I hate that I need ya. Hate that I need ya. Play it cool, just keep on dancing. Soon we'll burn down into ashes. 'Cause you keep playing with matches. Hate that I want you. Yeah. Running out of second chances. Whoa, you keep taking me for granted. Whoa, 'cause I don't wanna do this any longer. But somehow it's too hard to walk away now. Running out of second chances. Whoa, you keep taking me for granted. Whoa, 'cause I don't wanna do this any longer. else matters when you say my name. I just want you. Running out of second chances.